Remember back on August 4th when the entire culture around the Buffaloes and Coach Prime was being called out? Alleged former players said that the locker room was like Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, we know none of it was true. Deion Sanders has given his all to the Buffs. After he was appointed as the HC and was handed the program, he took the team to a 400% boost from the previous year and ended the 2023 season with a 4-8 run. While some might say that this wasn't enough, you cannot argue with the fact that Buffs right now has one solid team. And like lineman Jordan Seaton had mentioned, this is a brotherhood, and the sole person behind it all has been Coach Prime. And now in a video posted on YT, we find CU edge BJ Green also pointing out facts that make Coach Prime and the Buffs stand out. He's a Hall of Fame. If he is telling you something, it's for a reason. That's something I needed to be around, Green mentions. Green has been making waves for the Buffs ever since he joined in. Even Deion Sanders had high praise for the Arizona transfer. They raised him right at Arizona State, and for him to come over now, it's phenomenal, Coach Prime had mentioned. Green had previously played for the Sun Devils and has been considered as one of the top 25 players in the portal. Last season, Green has gone on to play 12 games and lead his team with 5 sacks. Not only that, Pro Football Focus noted that Green had an 83.4 pass rush grade along with 14 QB hits. This is the third most in the entire country. No wonder during the Big 12 press Deion went on to say that Green would probably become one of the first draft picks. We want 4 in the first round. I think BJ Green could be one of those guys, Sanders had mentioned back in Las Vegas. Now the question is, would Green end up stealing the spotlight away from Shedeur Sanders, or will Deion's kid still manage to come up as the best player from the Buffs? The number 1 QB. Yeah, we all know he was the most sacked QB last season, but if we just talk from a state standpoint, then the kid had 31 touchdowns with 3,200 yards under his belt. He also went on to record a 69.3 completion rate. Aaron Torres put it perfectly back on August 2nd when he said, "If that is an overrated season, I think every QB in America would love to have that down season." However, this year's draft pick will depend on how well Shedeur manages to defend himself in the pocket. While Coach Prime has grabbed Pat Shurmur on the team to help Shedeur out with his defenses, the kid needs to focus. ESPN's Daniel Jeremiah mentioned it perfectly when he said, "Sanders has the foundation in place to develop into a solid NFL starter. The only areas he is lacking in is the fact that he is too focused on making plays and never giving in." Even Jordan Reed had echoed the same thing in his counting report of Shedeur. He seemed depressed to make plays too often, Reed had mentioned. This often led Shedeur to become too exhausted and then get trapped in the pocket.